Joe Gerbo. You
Cameron Bid.
sexy motherfucker.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Keep going. Keep going.
You're so cute. You're a handsome boy.
I fucking love you, Cam.
I love you too, man. How are you?
Well, I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I just went and saw my friend's baby.
Okay. How was that?
Really cool.
How old is the baby?
Brand new. Like
Brand new?
1 day.
Like a blob?
Yeah.
Oh, a 1 day old?
A 1 day
Holy
old. She had it
moly.
yesterday.
So that was, you must have gone to the hospital.
Yeah, we just went to the hospital, me and Mel. Is one of my Australian friends.
Okay.
Yeah, I met her here through Mel. But yeah, she's just had a little baby, her and Chester. Shout out to Sabina and Chester.
Shout out.
They still haven't picked the baby name, but I think they're going to pick Gabriella. I think they're going to.
Gabriella, that's a beautiful name.
Beautiful name.
That is a beautiful name. What I love about it most is that they're from Australia, but they had their baby in America because they know America's number one.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. They ended up, I shouldn't say too much. I've just mentioned their name. They ended up getting a really good deal on healthcare. There's ways around getting free healthcare here if you know what you're doing.
So I've heard that there are, I don't want to say back alleyways, but there's a way.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, there's a way. Have you had any medical issues in this country? Do you have healthcare?
Not currently.
Yeah.
No, I did. So I mean, like, I was on my
That's
parents.
a little personal. You don't have to.
No, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
No, it's totally fine. I was on my parents' healthcare for the first 25 or 26 years, and then I had healthcare when I first moved out here, and it was like very baseline, and it was just so shitty. The package.
So it just doesn't cover much.
It covers the basics, but you get really shit service. So like, I was going to a dentist in Bushwick, and for my cleanings, like normally a teeth cleaning is going to be like, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour, or maybe like 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. And this was like, I was in and out in 20 minutes, and I could just tell they were trying to do as many as they could in the day. And then I actually had my wisdom teeth removed on my left side, and I had to go to NYU, and I was in like, I was in some sort of like, I don't know if it was like an apprenticeship program or something, but the guy that did my wisdom teeth, that extracted them, clearly hadn't done it a lot. And he was very nervous. He was sweating on me, profusely sweat was dripping from his head and dripping onto my like bib.
Oh my God.
And there were people walking in and out of the room going, "Why are you doing it like that?" And he would go, "Well, I'm trying to do this." And I'm assuming it was the head of the dental department at NYU. And they were going in there and going, no, you need to do it like this. So they were correcting him while I'm fully awake. Oh. I don't have any feeling in my mouth, but I can feel like the tug and I knew that I was being cut open. It was so uncomfortable and sort of like, it was like living in, have you seen the movie Hostel?
Yes.
It was like being in Hostel, where I was just strapped to a chair and this guy had, shit in my mouth, cutting things out, and I couldn't do anything because, you got to stay still. And that was the last medical procedure that I've received.
Did you get one pulled or two?
Two on my left side.
Getting it in the chair, that's what we refer to as getting in the chair when you're awake.
Getting in the chair.
Yeah, you're an animal for doing that. Most people go get put under to get wisdom teeth pulled out.
That's what I'm saying, is that
You're a fucking animal.
Bro, it was the base level care. When I went in, I was expecting to be put under. And my girlfriend actually works in dentistry. And she was telling me that you're probably not going to get put under. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever. Turns out she knows more than me. And yeah, it was an experience for sure.
Dude, my ex and I, we were renovating a house, and she had to get all 4 wisdom teeth pulled out, and we didn't have much
brutal.
money. And she was like, this girl was cheap, like in a good way, like, but she was cheap. Like she would be upset if I bought a coffee some days, because it's like, we're trying to save money, you can't.
Very frugal,
right?
Yeah.
But this dentist bill came. It was like $1,200 to get it in the chair, or like 10 grand or whatever to do it.
Oh,
get
so
it put
she
under,
opted
and she
for the
goes,
chair.
"I'm going in the chair." That fucking animal. 4 teeth in the chair.
That is psychotic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit. And you know what's crazy about that too is that, so for like at least the first 2 weeks, she couldn't eat anything.
No.
Right? There's no solids.
Yeah, I've had my 4 pulled out, but I've got put under. It's dreadful. It's like
At the same time?
at the same time, and like afterwards, you've got the holes in your mouth.
Yeah.
You're swollen. You look like a monkey.
Yep.
And then you got to always rinse to get the food out. It's not. It's very
so uncomfortable.
It's such a strange thing. It's like how there's certain elements of the human body that just haven't adapted over time. Like the fact that we still have wisdom teeth.
Yeah, we don't need them anymore. That's why they extract them, right?
Right.
Like what was the...
We just don't have the jaws. I think it probably comes a lot to do with the fact that we don't eat the same sorts of food that we used to.
We're not like tearing meat off the bone as much.
Yeah, they reckon
Food is a lot softer now.
Softer now, yeah,
it's
which
processed.
has changed. They reckon it's changed the way that our faces actually look. Like if you look at like cavemen, their skeleton structure is a lot wider.
Yeah.
And they've got more room in the mouth because their muscles were...
They had strong jaw lines.
yeah.
So in a way, cavemen were uglier, but they were also much more sexy.
Very sexy.
Yeah.
Very photogenic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen on Instagram, they have these things, it's called mastic gum.
No.
So I know you're chewing the focus gum right now. There's a thing called mastic gum where it's made from like the tree sap that comes from a certain tree in Greece.
Right.
And it used to, what they market it as, this is nature's gum, because apparently this could all be completely false. But apparently people used to take the sap from this tree and they would chew on it. And that was like a natural way to clean one's teeth, freshen your breath. And so now they're making this stuff called mastic gum, and it's supposed to be a jaw workout. And I tried a tin of it, and about halfway through the tin, I chipped a tooth.
Whoa.
Because it's so dense and it's so hard, and it's not like regular chewing gum where it's soft in your mouth. Like this stuff, it's hard, and then as soon as you stop chewing, it solidifies.
Ooh.
And it's just, it's a weird feeling, and it breaks up in your mouth, and would not recommend. So sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, yeah, please, mastic teeth. That's mastic gum. Sorry. Have you ever had like any fillings or anything? Like, what's your...
In what way?
Like teeth fillings? Do you call them fillings?
Oh, fillings.
Cavities?
Fillings. Yes. Oh, yeah. I've had cavities before. I actually have this is a dead tooth.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So when I was in 4th grade,
so it's your tooth? It's a real tooth?
It's a real tooth underneath. It's a crown on top. So what they did was I broke my tooth when I was in like 4th grade. I was playing, we were in PE class, and we were playing like a version of softball, and I was playing catcher, and I didn't have any gear or anything, because the ball, it wasn't an actual like softball, it was a squishy ball. And I was playing catcher, and this kid hits the ball, and he like throws the bat back in my face and just cracked my tooth right out. And I caught it in my hand. And then I went to the nurse's office with my tooth in my hand, blood streaming out of my mouth. I'm fucking crying. And then I had to get my tooth. I had to get a root canal. Then they tried to glue the piece of tooth back on with dental glue. And then this is actually where it kind of gets funny, is that about 2 weeks later, I was in my backyard and I was playing Star Wars with myself. So I was just in my backyard going zoom, zoom. And I was trying to do like the force push. And I remember I gritted my teeth and the tooth just went and it popped out again. But that didn't hurt. And so then I went back to the dentist and they just put a crown on it. And
so what do they do with a tooth? I know you're not a dentist, but what do they do with a tooth once it comes out? Like, how does it stay in? Do they...
So the root is still in.
The root's still in.
The root is still in. So like when I go to the dentist now and I see x-rays, you can see like all my teeth, and then this one is just like a little nub. And then because the x-rays go through the crown, so you can see the root of my tooth still there. And they just, what a root canal is, I believe, is like they just take out all the nerve endings in it and they pull it out, and so it's effectively a dead tooth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's probably black. It's probably disgusting.
Yeah, you do see people when they have the dead tooth, they get the gum discoloration on the top. You don't have that.
No, because I mean, luckily I grew up, like my parents had great insurance. Like I was very well taken care of as a kid. And then I've always, I'm one of those people that like, I don't know if you floss every day.
Yeah, every day.
I know that's not like, I would say 50% of people floss every day, but I've always taken care of my teeth. What pisses me off is that my teeth are a little yellow. So now I'm doing like the whitening trays.
Yeah.
And those things actually hurt a lot because they're peroxide.
Yeah, I've got those.
Yeah.
But they're fantastic. You do it once you get it to the right color. I find I just do it once a year.
Yeah.
And my teeth stay.
Do you go and get that done, or you do the trays?
I got the trays made up. So the
Okay.
trays are like molded to my teeth.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and now all I got to do is just get the bleach and I just put it in myself, put the tray in for a couple of hours. But it does, if you're not careful, it can spill over onto your gums. It can bleach your gums.
Yeah.
And it's really painful. You can get like some really painful nerve sensations if it gets up into your nerves.
Yeah.
Like some very sharp pains like.
Yeah, I noticed I was just whitening them the other day, and like afterwards my gums were a little bit sensitive, so I think the trays are going a little too deep in. But
you got to be careful for spillage. Like I find once I push the tray up, then I like get my finger and I wipe it along the top to get all the excess
That's smart.
bleach out.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I got to do that. And then you like after you take the trays out, you got to be careful the temperature of water and everything that you're drinking, or if like you rinse your mouth out, because like I had scalding hot water. I always rinse my mouth out with very warm water, and it hurt the shit out of my mouth. It was like very painful.
Yeah, it can't be good for you.
It can't be, but if you look good, you feel good. So
That's
who
right.
cares?
Yeah. Beauty is pain.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And we're in show business, baby.
We're in show business. We got to be. This is the money makers right here.
Yeah, come on, man. We're on camera right now. We gotta look presentable.
Yeah, it's wild. So how was playing Star Wars by yourself? You weren't an only child. You had siblings.
I have an older sister. She's 4 years older than me.
Okay, so you weren't playing with her.
No, yeah, we weren't particularly close growing up.
Did she ever try and dress you up as like a little girl?
When I was a kid, yeah. When I was a kid.
I bet you'd love that.
I did. There were times where I would go into my mom's closet and I would like grab high heels and stuff. I was a very curious kid. Some people would call that bi-curious. I was probably like in LGBTQ before it was a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur right here.
But then, but my dad worked it out. My dad was like, if you're not going to pray the gay away, we're going to beat the gay away. No, my dad was cool.
Yeah. And then you have a younger sibling?
Nope, just me and my sister.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I always had someone to play with because of my brother.
Triplets, right?
Yeah. Always.
Wait, can I ask you something?
Yes.
I'm being 100% serious. Are you actually a triplet?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good. Because that's such a good joke that you tell. And I've always, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I wonder if he made that up.
It would be. I should really lean into it a lot more, and like start pulling out stories from there. But
there's a lot there.
Yeah, there is, and it's unique.
Yeah,
like it's
100%.
But yeah, 100% triplet. Yeah, 100% triplet.
Test tube baby.
Test tube babies.
Yeah,
there we go, guys. IVF.
That's insane. Did your mom? This is very personal, but did she give birth to you through her?
No, natural. Cesarean.
Cesarean.
I don't know if can you do natural birth for triplets?
I have no idea.
Jeez, that'd be a rough trot if you.
Actually, you know what? Maybe it wouldn't be, because like after the first one, you'd think that the other two would just slide through.
Yeah, you would think so. But then they've all got to like. Well, they must have done it that way back in the day.
Well, I bet you your dad appreciates that it was a C-section.
I'm sure. Although the vagina is pretty remarkable.
It is, yeah.
I feel like the vagina can recover very quickly.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've never stretched a woman out that large, but I'm sure they do.
I mean, you've gotten pretty close. Let's be honest, big dog like yourself.
Oh come on, stop it! Stop, keep going. Keep telling me more. But yeah, no, man. They are. They're like nature's. I don't know. They're incredible. They clean themselves. It's like this whole thing.
It's amazing. I was thinking. Like today when I was holding this baby, I was like, these like humans, we grow these things like
Isn't
women.
That fucking crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And she was talking about the placenta. I don't really know specifically what the placenta is, but she said it's like an organ that helps the baby.
I think it's the pouch that they're in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so like while they're inside the womb, they're in this like pouch basically, and it has all these fluids, and the baby's just like, the baby is taking all the fluids in through its whatever it's called,
the umbilical cord.
Umbilical cord, yeah. But whenever a woman gives birth, her placenta like falls out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she said it's like this organ, and I'm like, wow, we grow these things.
It's crazy, right? It is crazy to think that like a human person develops inside of another person's body.
Dude, it's so weird. It's kind of beautiful.
It is in a weird way. And it's like, that's why people, my sister just gave birth, and you know, it's like this profound experience, you know, and some women, like you've heard of postpartum depression.
Yeah.
So some women after they give birth, because their hormones are so fucked afterwards, they go into massive depression.
Yeah.
And luckily my sister didn't have to deal with any of that, but it really does, like, it changes you forever. You know, my sister, even just like her, I hate to use this word, but her aura, like from before she was a mom to after, is completely different. Like I used to look at her as like my older sister, and now I look at her as like this fucking grown ass woman.
Yeah.
You know?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's insane.
It's the same with my sisters. Yeah, because they're all mothers now. And
yeah, you have what, like 10 nieces and nephews?
Yeah, I got so Taylor's now got 3, Miranda's got 3, Vanessa's got 2. Yeah.
Oh my God, the birds just keep fucking.
8 of them. Yeah, there's going to be a big family.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because my brother and I still haven't had kids.
Yeah. Are you thinking about it?
Yeah, but it's so hard because
in New York, it's very tough.
I'm trying to get on my feet here, and money's scarce. And Mel is the breadwinner at the moment, and she's the one that has to have the kids. So she doesn't want to have them yet anyway.
Yeah. Well, and what we're trying to do, I mean, there's not a lot of extra time for things, and it's also, we're not in a lucrative business right now. So, I mean, imagine trying to raise a kid while you're also trying to chase your dreams.
Yeah, it really is hard to see the light sometimes, isn't it?
It is. It's there, but you can't see it.
I know.
You have blinders on.
Yeah, you gotta hope and pray that it's there. It's a lot of trust in the universe, but
it's betting on yourself.
Totally. Yeah, but it's yeah, I definitely want kids. So you want to have a couple?
I think so, yeah. I don't think I want to have them in New York, but I moved here 6 years ago, and I thought that by 30 I would have moved out. Like I thought I would have done the New York thing, and now I'm like, now I've pushed it back to, if I'm 40 in the city, then I'll probably like reconsider, you know, and think about if I want to stay here or not. But like with my life trajectory right now, if I do have kids, I'd probably have them in New York, and then hopefully be able to move out or get insanely wealthy. And you know,
I mean, the trajectory in which you're going, it makes sense to be here.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
I mean, you're grinding very hard at the moment. And
I appreciate
you're
that.
going.
Well,
every time I see you, man, you're getting more polished. You're getting better, and it's fun. Like yesterday, we had a really fun day.
That was awesome.
Just fun getting up there and riffing, and
it was cool because me and you were on the same page. So it was like, all right, let's do our sets, and we're gonna bounce over to the next club. Then we're gonna do our sets, and we're gonna bounce over to the next club.
Yeah,
and it makes you feel like a working comedian, doesn't it?
Yeah, and by the time you get to the 3rd or 4th mic, you're really loose.
You are.
It's really fun.
Yes.
I really think that doing as much stage time as you can, even if it is mics, is like so important.
Yeah. That's what every big comedian that they talk about comedy on their podcast, they all say that they were just trying to fit in as many mics as possible.
Yeah.
And in a place like New York, it's like, why wouldn't you be doing that? And I've always believed that hard work beats talent on any given day.
Yeah.
And so, but I haven't always lived that, because I've notoriously cut corners and procrastinated and doing all that. And I think that now that I'm around people like you, it makes it easier to go that extra mile, because when I see you, and you know, I'm using you as the example, but when I see you and you've got 5 mics in before 6 o'clock, I'm like, well, if Cam's doing 5, I can at least do 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and I feel exactly the same way. I feel like I have age against my side, you know, because I've started a lot later.
Yeah.
So I really do feel like I've got to push it. And then I see guys like you that are just like all our friends are just pushing harder, and that makes me want to push harder.
Well, I mean,
Because
give yourself some credit, dude. You started what, a year ago? So you started a year ago, and you've already got you have a podcast that's like well known throughout the city. You know, every comedian that I know wants to get on your podcast. You've gotten past to clubs. You have barking spots, which is huge. Like you're manufacturing opportunities for yourself that most people a year in would not dream of.
Yeah.
So
thank you, man.
yeah, you got to give yourself a little bit of credit there.
Thank you, dude. Yeah. No, we're doing right. We're getting there. It could always be better. I'm very tough on myself, and I think that's what's going to make me better at the end of the day. But
yeah.
I certainly feel like there is no rest of the wicked. We have to be competitive, like
Yes,
within
100%.
ourselves. You know, we have to like want it bad and have to like put it first.
Yeah.
And like you say, if you can outwork 90% of people, you really can. You just got to keep going.
When hard work meets talent, that's where you like skyrocket.
Yeah. I've been noticing, right? So on the mics lately, I've been like loose and just riffing, but then on the shows, I'm more rigid, more like, because it's a show, you know, I'm performing.
Yeah. The stakes have been upped.
And there's this gap between how I perform on the mic and then how I am on a show. But I really like how comfortable I am on a mic when I'm just loose and being silly, like you saw me yesterday. I'm just talking about topics that Shannon brought up, and I can't wait till those things meet.
Yeah.
You know, where you can deliver a new bit, like a riff on a mic or something, as good as a show-worthy bit. Like the two parts come together.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It sounds a lot like trying. You gotta be in the moment enough where you're just going with it, but you also have to be self-aware enough to know, all right, this is where I want to take this, and it's the law of 10,000 hours or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Where you're not a master until, or once you've done something for 10,000 hours, then you become a master, and that is the reason why you have to do as much as you can in, you know, whatever time you have, because if you have a deadline, let's say you're what, 35? 36. So if you say like by 40 I want to be doing X, Y, and Z, it's like, okay, well, over the next 4 years I got to fucking bust my ass to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I did want to say, man, I was thinking about you the other day. You started to do
in the shower?
these. Yes, always.
I think about you on the toilet.
Yes. Yeah. Should we turn this off now? And
yeah, there's a cute little bathroom back there.
But I was thinking about you the other day. You're doing these new Instagram reels where you're commentating on other people's stuff. And I was watching you one day, you did one, I was like, okay, that's funny. And then you did another one, and I was like, that's funny. And then you did another one, and I was like, I think Joe has found his little thing. Because you know how everyone's kind of got a thing?
Yeah.
You know, like Harrison's doing his like first person riffs.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing the podcast. And I'm not saying that it has to be your only thing, but it really suits you. It's really funny. You're doing a really good job.
Thank you.
And your like expressions, the way what you say is really funny. Keep going with it. Because I have seen guys like Che. Do you know Che? Che's a comic.
Guevara?
No, Che Guevara. He's a comic?
No, he was a
he's
he was
the
a
revolution.
Communist anarchist. Yeah.
No, there was a comic named Che. He does a lot of that. There's a few guys in the city that do that, and they've got 1 million followers on Instagram.
Right. Yeah.
It's a really good way to get a high social media following quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's really funny.
Well, I'm glad you said that. And what's cool about those videos that I'm posting, I did those about 4 or 5 years ago on TikTok, and now I'm just reposting them to see if, like, you know, they're still funny, and they're getting some love on Instagram, which is cool. But I'm still posting videos that get like 10 likes, and it's sometimes it almost feels worse, like when you bomb on a show and you go, all right, that sucked. You know, you can kind of walk away from it and go to the next show or go to the next mic. when you bomb on the internet, it's so brutal because it's like it's there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
It's there for everyone. It isn't just isolated to the room that you were in. It's like everybody that follows you, and then some people that, you know, just randomly shows up on their feed, they can see that and they can be like, who's this fucking loser with 10 likes somehow like breaking my algorithm?
Yeah.
You know?
I know exactly what you mean, but I feel like it's like lately anything I post for the podcast gets like a lot less views. I think that you can get fatigue where
Yes.
people are like, I'm sick of seeing this.
Yes.
Like I don't want to see the same shit every day. But then I've noticed on the back end, like the podcast is getting a lot more views. Like I've just crossed 4,000 views on YouTube.
Oh, congrats, dude.
Thank you. 3,000 on Spotify and 2,000 on Apple.
That's fucking sick.
So although
This isn't even a year old yet, right?
it's about 7 months in.
Yeah. Holy
So
shit.
it's going in a good direction. So what I'm saying is like, don't judge yourself by, and also it doesn't go off likes. You have to look at the
views and the
views.
shares. Yes. Yeah. It's the views that count.
I'm going to challenge you to something. I think you should do one every day for the next year. Just do one every day and publish it on Instagram, publish it on YouTube, create a YouTube channel and publish it on a reel, on
Like that
on a
YouTube
shorts,
yeah.
and publish it on TikTok and do it for 1 year.
Yeah.
And I guarantee by the end of the year, you're going to have more than 10,000 followers.
See, but this is what we were talking about where I said, you know, like hard work sounds great, but I'm really lazy.
But I don't think, how long does it take you to do that?
Not long at all.
Yeah. Just do it.
That's the thing, though, is that I'm inherently lazy.
Yeah, we all are, dude. Trust
really
me.
are.
Yeah, dude. I am so fucking lazy. I get
It comes with the territory, man.
Apparently, comedians are just really renowned for being procrastinators.
100%.
Yeah, we're procrastinators. We're self-deprecating.
Why else would you try to be a comic if you weren't a miserable failure in all other aspects of life? Why would you reasonably look at comedy and go, that's something that I want to do?
Yeah.
You look at like the success rate and you look at how long it takes you to get anywhere. Like you have to be fucking nuts to want to do it.
I know. And that's such a hard thing to get your head around sometimes too, isn't it?
It is.
Like we generally are.
But it's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. But what's not going to be fun is being 60-year-old, broke, and a loser.
Yeah, that is going to suck.
That's going to suck. Yeah.
But there's so many bridges in New York City that you can jump off of if that happens.
I know. Do you know something I found out the other day that really hurt?
What?
I don't tell. Only person I've told is Mel, and actually Harrison knows. I used to have a lot of crypto, but I've been living off it over the last year, and then when I went traveling a few years ago, I lived off then. So I had a look. I jumped onto this site that I used to have a subscription to, and I looked at my unrealized gains. So the money I would have if I never touched it. Oh God, this is gonna really hurt you. This is in USD, 3.5 million.
Oh my God.
That was 2 days ago. I said to Mel, I'm like, I feel like killing myself. Do you know how much? You know what I could do with 3.5 million right now? I feel like I have made, at the start of my life, like I made so many good decisions. Like I moved to London, I came back, I bought an apartment, I bought a house, I renovated that, I saved money. And then I just split up with a girlfriend after 9 years and went party, drugs, traveling, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's led me here, but every decision I made after that feels like I made a bad decision. You know, I just didn't.
Right. Okay.
But anyways, $3.5 fucking million. I was like, my God, I must be the biggest dickhead alive.
Well, before you cut this podcast short and jump off one of those hundreds of bridges in New York City, let me just say that if you had $3.5 million in your bank account right now, you wouldn't be doing comedy.
I probably wouldn't be.
You wouldn't need to. B, all of the stories that you have now over those last 10 years that you've accumulated, you wouldn't have any of those. You wouldn't be half as interesting. You'd just be another rich prick.
Yeah.
And, you know, there, of course, like stability and security that's the saving grace of humanity. I think that's like what everybody wants. But I feel like you have to kind of be pushed to the edge to really discover who you are.
Yeah.
You know, and to really, to get in touch with your true self. You know, I think of, I don't know, you just hear so many like rags to riches stories, and they're like all people that they have like these incredible stories to tell where I'll use the example of like I'm a pretty big WWE fan.
Yeah.
And the guy who started the WWE, Vince McMahon, he's not like a very good person, but his dad was in control of a wrestling territory, and then he took that over and he basically took it to the moon. And he is one of the most successful businessmen of all time, and he's a fucking psychopath. But he had to know what it was like to bet on yourself and to really go through the shit and to also make decisions that in hindsight probably weren't good for other people, but they were good for him and his business. And then I look at his kids, and he's got a kid, Shane McMahon, he was like the natural heir to the WWE fortune and all that. He's not even in the picture anymore. He's just like, he was just a rich dick that grew up that way and probably a pretty chill guy, probably had a really sick life, but he's not anywhere as like, I don't want to say important, but he's just not as interesting as his father. And I think like interesting people have to feel sort of the sting of real life. They have to be pushed to that edge, and you have to like, yeah, man, it would be sick if you could fly in a private jet anywhere you want in the world. But what you're doing right now, there is some, I don't know, there's got to be some comfort in knowing that you're doing something for you.
There's a reason for it. And I feel like, hey, when I write my autobiography at the end of my life, it just adds to the story.
Exactly.
You know, it's
exactly.
like, because I do think of like what, you know, do you ever think about what your legacy will be one day? You know, like what is it that, you know, you want to be known for by your children or your children's children one day? Like I sometimes think of that. I think, you know, what is it that I want to leave behind? Not that, you know, it's overly that important, because when you're dead, it doesn't matter. But I do believe like my story will certainly have an element of like how important it is to like follow your dreams, and like if you want to change your life, you can.
Yeah,
100%. If you want to change the trajectory, even if you hit rock bottom, you can still go. Like you can keep going.
Yeah.
And not that I've like, I mean, I've hit rock bottom in my own way. For some people, they probably wouldn't view it as rock bottom. You know, they'd view like, but everyone, we all struggle within ourselves.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, look,
everybody's got their cross to bear, and everybody's got shit that they wish was different.
100%. But yeah, like it certainly was, it certainly hurt, but at the same time, I was like, I've accepted this already.
Yeah.
I knew, what am I going to do now?
It's a really tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But the alternative is not a good one. So you just got to, you know, just keep having the faith and know that it didn't happen for a reason.
Right.
You know, and it's not, I don't think that knowing you, I don't think that you've made just cataclysmic errors one after the other. Like if you could go back and do something different, you probably would.
Yeah.
But it's usually like one choice.
Yes.
That kind of just throws you off into a different path in life.
Exactly.
And so,
and then it's the hindsight of that.
That's what haunts you.
Yeah.
You know, and it sucks, but like, hey man, you're here now.
Yeah.
You know, you're not dead. You're not starved. You know, you're a good looking guy.
Ooh, stop it.
You're funny.
Ooh.
You know, you've got this sick podcast with this nice little glow ring here. Like,
yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
How do you deal with the voice, the negative voice? What's your trick? What's your formula? Because we all have it, and you know, we're all very self-deprecating. What is your process to like getting up and like getting yourself motivated when you do have those days or those thoughts that are like, you can't do this, you know, Joe, you suck, like, you know, whatever you have.
I would say,
what do you do? What's your toolkit?
Sex, booze, and hookers.
Yes.
Those are the cure all.
Oh,
Yes,
Speaking my language.
Lots of cocaine, lots of heroin.
Heza, I love Heza.
Yeah. And drink a bottle of Jack a day.
Yes, keeps the doctor away.
No. Exactly, man. Nobody ever talks about the health benefits of doing way too much cocaine.
Alcoholism, I mean, it's profound.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I think I don't want to be a loser. Because I know with that, like, I've been in my life, I've had moments where I was like, you're not doing shit, you know? And that, especially when I was younger and I didn't have, I didn't really have the means to deal with it. And so I've been through the throes of depression a few times in my life. Luckily, I've had good people around me that have helped me get out of it. And I'm not, I was raised well. So my parents did a really good job, and I think that if I was raised by two shitbags, then it'd be completely different. But I don't know. I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to be a loser. And I mean, there's no guarantee that any of this is going to work out anyway. But I don't like if I'm sitting there and I do feel those negative thoughts coming. There's always something that I can do about it. Like I can go exercise. I can go hit a mic. I can text a friend. Call someone, jack off, like just, you name it.
Yeah.
Probably do too much of that.
I will say, man, over the last few weeks when I've been running into you, I've seen you on stage and I've been thinking, even yesterday, I was like, I can visualize you on the stage at the Cellar.
Dude, thank you.
I truly can. I like see it.
That's the goal.
That's
the goal. And, but that's just, all that is just putting in the time.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I don't think that I'm necessarily more equipped than anybody else. I'm around good people now that push me enough, the likes of you, Harrison, like just the people that I'm immediately around, they help me kind of know like what's at stake and what, like the level of effort that I need to put in. And also just like being in New York City, man, like if you surround yourself or if you're in those tough rooms and you see a lot of the same faces and you go, I wonder how many mics he's done today. I wonder what she's doing on the side. That's like, how are they doing so well? And I've seen them grow. What are they doing? And I think just putting yourself into that situation as often as you can, putting yourself in that room, like good things will happen. It doesn't feel like it in the moment. Like I can guarantee you, like yesterday, dude, we hit, what was it, like 4 mics in the span of 2 hours?
Yeah.
And then I went to Judy's afterwards and I had a rough set and I was feeling so shitty. And it was like, I've felt really awful after open mics before, and I felt awful after shows. And I just felt so bad yesterday. And it was like, because I didn't get the responses that I wanted, or I didn't get, I didn't get that high that you're always looking for. But in hindsight, that's probably going to be good for me in the long run.
Definitely. Definitely. It conditions you.
Yes.
I don't know. It's something about it.
You get a thicker skin.
Yeah. Yeah. It is such an unfolding of self, this. I was talking to a comic yesterday, Liz Coyne. I don't know if you know Liz Coyne. Mm-mm. She's cool. She's really cool. But
over at Mark's?
No. I did a podcast with her yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she's just about to do a one-man show out in Edinburgh. Mm-hmm. But she's doing an hour by herself. But it's a lot like, it's like a... kind of like a mix between like comedy and improv by the sounds of it.
It's not, what is that? What is the big one in Scotland? There's like a big festival.
Yeah, this is Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
That's it,
yeah.
Edinburgh Fringe. Yeah.
That's where she's going.
Yeah.
But we were kind of talking about this, but it's like sitting, I don't know, man, sitting in the bullshit, like sitting in that feeling. I don't know. It does make you better.
Yeah,
it does. But it's hard to explain. I still don't even have my finger on the pulse as to what it is, because it's something and I don't know what it is, and I haven't experienced this in any other element of my life. Like I've never had to fail so much to actually become something. Mm-hmm. Normally
most people don't have to.
Yeah. But it's sick.
It is, yeah. It really is.
It is sick. It's a sickness.
I mean, it's brutal.
Yeah.
And you have to experience it. But then that changes you, and it makes you, I don't know, it does something to you where either you let it defeat you and, you know, you become miserable, or you find a way to get through it, you know? And I mean, there are countless stories of like comics who like, I heard a story of Bill Burr where he was 35 sitting in a bar by himself after he just got off stage, and I think he had a rough set, and he was sitting there at the bar by himself going, am I the guy that doesn't make it? Is that me? Because there are a lot of those,
yes.
You know, most of us, you know, most of the people that try to do anything in like entertainment, they, you know, you flame out. And I don't know how from that point he became who he was, but I guarantee you that instead of like sitting there and sulking about it, he just went and did the next thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Where do you want to go with it? Like, I know obviously stand up, but do you want to go in anywhere else in the industry? Have you ever thought about that? Like, have you ever thought about like acting or producing your own?
I've thought about acting, but I don't know if I have the chops for it. Writing would be cool. I like to write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying yesterday you write every day. You force yourself.
I try to. Yeah.
That's amazing. I wish I did that. I go through phases. I'll do like a week of writing every day, but then I won't write for like.
Well, sometimes the well
two.
is dry.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, you're trying to get something out of it and nothing's coming. Harrison posted a really cool quote on his Instagram the other day where it was like, creativity isn't something that it's spontaneous. So if you're sitting down and you're trying to get creative, it's a lot tougher than just letting it come to you.
Yeah.
And so, and when I say I write every day, it's like half the time I'm just rewriting jokes that I already know, and I'm just making sure that I know how to tell them still.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to see if there's something I can add to it, or if I thought of another joke, can it tie into something? I used to write like for a hot minute, I had a blog, and that I was posting on this website called Medium. And so I would just sit there and I would write, and a lot of it was about fantasy football because I'm obsessed with fantasy football because I'm a fucking loser. Well, my life isn't going well. But so that to me is a much more like it's a better use of my time than, you know, flipping the camera on myself and trying to make something like that. But I do enjoy making reels. I do enjoy like making skits with friends. I think doing skits would be really fun, or like writing out that kind of stuff. Yeah. That would be really cool.
Yeah, like have you seen what Shane Gillis has done with tires?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. He started that the reason that we all know Shane Gillis is because he was doing skits on YouTube. So he was doing stand-up in Philadelphia, and then he made a comedy troupe with some of his Philly friends, and they would make ridiculous videos, and they were all really fucking funny. And that's kind of how he blew up, and that's how he got the SNL audition. So, and you look at Shane Gillis, like, does that guy strike you as an actor? No, but he is now.
Yeah.
He's going to be in a movie. They're doing a biopic about John Madden, who is he was a football coach in the 70s, and he's going to make a cameo or something. But you just look at Shane Gillis and you're like, how the fuck is that guy? He doesn't have a face for the camera. Yeah. You know, he's a fat slob.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a bit of Down syndrome.
Yeah, he does, dude. He was brushed with it. Yeah.
No, but he's amazing. I think it's going to be so interesting to see where everyone goes with this.
Is this your side thing? Is podcasting your side thing?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
You're a very good host and a very good interviewer. You're very
Thank you.
I could see you doing like we're on a podcast right now. I could see you doing like how Joe Rogan does it, where he just has interesting people coming on, like from all walks of life. I could also see you on like 60 Minutes. You know what I mean? Like I could see you doing either one of those things because you like talking to people and you're good at it. And I think, and you're also a writer. I'm reading Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and there's a little bit of Hunter S. Thompson to you because you're kind of a wild boy. You know, you like to fuck around. and you have a good way of encapsulating everything that you experience and then expressing it to people.
Yeah.
So I could see that too.
I definitely would love to grow this. I don't know if it'll stay in the format that I'm doing it now. I'm starting to think where I want to go with it. So I think after like 100 episodes, I'm going to do 101 episodes. That's my goal of this.
Okay.
And then it'll probably be a rename and a rebrand into something.
Yeah.
I might then start doing like one interview a week, but then also one solo a week, where I do like try and do like a Tim Dillon kind of style riff, just to grow that muscle.
Harrison's doing something like that, kind of.
Yeah,
similar.
he does. Yeah, he does he does a single and then he does a couple of which I think's cool. But no, I love what Joe Rogan is like the pinnacle for me. I love what he does, and I would love to not just have comics on, like just have interesting people like union organizers and politicians, maybe authors of good books, directors, athletes. Yeah, because there's so many interesting people. Just anyone that's going after something I find is interesting.
If you could have anybody in this chair right now, and you can't name me because...
If I could have any, dead or alive?
Dead or alive, yeah.
Okay, first one, without a doubt, Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain would be an awesome conversation. Yep.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. He's like a Hunter S. Thompson, where it's just like, he was just a cool dude, knew how to have a good time, and he was just, he could strike up a conversation with anybody. Like, he was a cook in New York City, and then he became world renowned.
Have you read his book, Kitchen Confidential?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that was one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
The thing about Bourdain, which I think people are drawn to, same with comedians, not so much actors, because a lot of actors are just fake, is that he was original. He was himself.
Yeah.
He was always himself. And I think that is the biggest draw card with people. If you are yourself and unapologetically yourself, people are attracted to you.
Yeah.
You find your people.
Yeah.
Like people will be, I really relate to that guy. I'm drawn to that guy.
Well, and because everybody wants to be that. Everybody wants to be their own unique self. It's just the pressures of society kind of tamper that down, and because you do have to meet certain expectations. I think, like, for some people, they it's like go to school, get a good job, have a family, like the American dream. And I think that a lot of the times you have to make sacrifices on, well, I really want to be a writer, but I know that working in finance is going to give me monetary security. So I'm going to make the sacrifice, and I'm gonna just, say, fuck the writing. I'm gonna stick with finance. And some people, like, that's the right choice, and some people fucking hate it. And what blows my mind about Anthony Bourdain is that, and Dave Chappelle has a joke about it, but here's a guy who literally had like probably the coolest life, travel all around the world, and people know who you are. You get treated like a king. You're on a TV show. Like, your job is just to travel and eat food with people and meet interesting people. And yet he was clearly severely depressed about it. And I think probably a lot of that was because he's on the road all the time.
Traveling's hard.
It's super,
You do. And he was away for like 8 months a year.
Yeah, away from his kid.
Yeah. It's taxing. And when I don't know, like, have you ever done a long distance relationship?
I did in college, and it didn't work out.
It's tough because when you're away, those issues that you have seem so much more emphasized. Yeah. Because you can't do anything about it. Yeah. So I can just imagine if he was apparently it was a breakup, or he found out that a girlfriend that he was seeing started hooking up with someone else.
Yeah. Asia Argento.
But we've all done dumb shit,
Yeah.
I bet you as soon as he was doing what he was doing, he was like, I fucking regret this. I bet you he had a moment of...
That's love, man. That's what love will do to you.
Yeah.
It puts you in a bad spot.
Dude.
If things go south.
What I wanted to ask you was, I was talking to Liz yesterday, and she was saying that she had a dream about seeing herself as a child. And it was like when she was 12 years old, and she basically grabbed the 12-year-old version of her and like took her with her. And the dream, this is in a nutshell, But she realized that the dream was about her needing to find that inner child within her, the part of her life where she was carefree. She didn't have all the weight of the world on her. She didn't have all the, all the pressures that, your parents put on you in school and all these things. She was free with it when she was a 12-year-old child. And I was like, I really relate to that. I remember being a kid, I was happy. I didn't have any issues. Life was just life, and that was great.
Yeah.
And so I've sort of wondered, how do we get back to that point? And do you have any insight on that?
I don't know. I think once you realize what's out there, it's like the want. That's what makes you that person. That's what like, once you want something, I think that freedom goes away, because then you have to work for that. Like, I think, dude, the first time you get laid, you're just like, oh shit, like things matter. And this is the most important thing. And in order to do this again, I have to be somebody, whereas like when you're a kid, you're completely innocent and you're not thinking about anything. You're just thinking about having a good time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the solution to that is. I think, like a lot of life is just trudging through shit and suffering and, eating a bag of dicks, but there's like the little rewards at the end of that you you just have to work for it. So if there's anything that living in New York has taught me, it's that like you got to embrace the hustle, and you gotta be okay with working hard and not seeing the results immediately. So once you can wrap your mind around that, maybe that's the freedom. Or, I mean, I don't know, maybe there's a homeless guy out here in New York City that's just like, he's living the life, like because he doesn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
Like maybe that is.
He doesn't have to pay rent.
No rent. He doesn't have to worry about like being presentable. He's just like, people leave me alone. I fucking hate people. I can shit wherever I want. Like if I ever have to shit, I just shit, you know?
I'll just shit my pants.
Yeah.
I don't even have to take my pants down to shit. I can.
Dude, I can do it anywhere.
That's freedom.
Yeah, that's total freedom.
That is freedom. When you can shit yourself anywhere you like, any old time.
Yeah.
Hey, man, even piss yourself.
And people will leave you alone. Yeah. People won't go, hey, you shouldn't do that. They'll just...
In fact, the more you smell, the more people leave you alone, which is better.
Yeah. It's natural repellent. It's human repellent. I don't know. Sometimes I walk by like a homeless guy just in the throes of a heroin, whatever. Like just somebody that's, they're crouched over. Or they're just like, all right, I see a guy lying on the ground and he's clearly blitzed out. And I'm just like... That must be nice. That must be awesome. You don't give a shit about anything. Like there are millions of people walking by you. You're not begging for change or anything. You're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you wake up, you're like, fuck, I need to do that again.
Yeah. That's a tough life.
And then you gotta and then you gotta work hard to get,
Yeah. That's wild.
What's the you're a bit of a party boy. What's the hardest drug you've ever done? Can you say?
Yeah, I don't care. The hardest drug I've ever done,
what's your favorite drug?
Cocaine.
Cocaine?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I like, I've tried ayahuasca was probably the hardest drug I've ever
Yeah, that's an insane one.
Which they don't like you calling it a drug. It's a plant medicine, but that is wild.
Yeah.
Wild time.
Yeah.
Like talk about losing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is intense.
And it's for days, right?
No,
didn't you do a retreat?
I did a 10-day retreat, but the ayahuasca doesn't actually last as long as you think. It's probably like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
For like you do a shot.
Yeah.
But then you can in a night you can do 2 shots. So a session can go for like 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very intense, very consuming. But I've never tried any like heroin or anything like that.
What is the ayahuasca trip like? Is it just is it out of body?
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to describe.
So my if I have an understanding of any, like I've done shrooms and acid before, and so I know like kind of the mental space that it puts you in. Is it anything like that? Because you've done shrooms before, right?
It's in the same family of like shrooms and acid.
Okay.
Yeah. But It's a lot of visuals. It's you feel it in your body. You feel it running through your body. So it's a very physical sensation as well. You can feel pulses, you can feel heat. You can see a lot of like colored fractals, like neons, and you can see a lot of bad stuff too. But people have seen like I saw a naked lady, like a naked like neon lady like wrapped in a snake. I saw also like a lady, but it was like a mix between like a lady and like a seahorse. Yeah. And she was like dancing for me. Yeah. And she was all like pink and yellows and like really nice colors. I also saw like hell, literally hell, but I didn't see that in my visuals. I saw that in my head. Yeah. So you have the two elements where you can literally see things with your eyes. It's in your eyesight, and then you see it when you're like closing your eyes and you're visualizing things. But it's very consuming. You get a lot of messages. You get a lot of like have a lot of conversations with yourself, but you're not really talking to yourself. It does feel like you're talking to. It's you and your voice, or maybe not. Everyone has their own experiences, but it feels like you're talking to something else. Yeah, something is actually.
Yeah, it's like it's your voice of reason,
right,
in the background.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is.
That's fucking trippy.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody...
I want to do it again.
Everybody that's tried it, they have nothing but good things to say, but it's just so intense.
It's a lot. You have to really be prepared for it. It's not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah.
And I didn't really go into it with the right reasons, I think.
Were you just doing it to have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go there. You got to respect it. You know, you're supposed to go there because you have, maybe you want to cure your depression, or you want to connect with like a dead family member, or you want to find something out. I'm just a curious guy. Yeah, I just wanted to.
I think that's. I'm just curious to try it. Yeah. I don't have any specific reason to, but I do want to do that at some point. And have you ever tried DMT?
Well, that is essentially DMT.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that I want to do DMT, and DMT, from what I heard, it's like a 10-minute trip. Yeah. And you just see everything.
Yeah, you go to the moon.
Yeah. You see God, you see like whenever I take shrooms or acid, I feel like the veil is being lifted a little bit, where I start to see things for the way they are. Yeah. And it sounds so, to people that have never done it before, it probably sounds so retarded, but it's like, it does, I don't know, man. It's just like, it's there. All the things that you're seeing and all the things you're feeling, it's there. In your everyday waking life, you don't have any way to access it. And then these, those drugs just like kind of, they pull the curtains back and they show you what's right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
And there's a lightness to yourself afterwards.
Yeah.
It feels like, I always feel lighter. Like I feel like a lot more clarity in my life, a lot more acceptance in my life. Everyone should do mushrooms.
Yeah, I agree.
Why are drugs illegal? Even I personally don't think any drugs should be illegal. Maybe heroin or and crystal meth.
That's why they're illegal, is because there's people that do them and then they lose their minds.
But that's going to happen. People will lose their minds from smoking weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but surely isn't there a case to say that if you, firstly, I don't think if drugs were legal that I would do them anymore. I just don't. Yeah. Especially now. Yeah. Maybe back in the day I would have done them a little bit more, but I don't think something being legal or not changes anything.
Well, now that weed's legal, I don't smoke it at all. I only smoked weed because I thought it was something cool to do. And then I stopped liking the high, and now that it's so readily accessible, I have no desire to do it.
It's also too strong now.
It is.
It just knocks me for a 6.
Yeah.
It is just.
We spoke about this on the first podcast that I did with you, and it's just they've souped it up. It's like weed on steroids. Like the shit that they were smoking in the 70s and 80s is not what you're smoking now.
Giving 18-year-old kids that as well. Yeah, I don't think it's right. I don't think you have the brain capacity to handle it, because the problem with these drugs is, if you identify with what's going on at the time, then that's a real issue. Yeah. You need to be able to be mature enough to be able to disassociate with those thoughts. Yeah, or at least go through it and then get to the end of it and go, all right, I'm okay, it's over. But if you're immature, you're going to be a lot more likely to identify and go, oh, I am gay, or I am a fucking loser, or I am my arm is gonna fall off if I lean on this chair too long. Oh no, my arms, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like it's, you don't have the maturity to go, hey man.
You don't have the maturity to go like, hey, why am I feeling all this? Oh, because I just smoked weed.
Yeah.
You know, or I just did like, when I used to do Molly a lot when I was in my early 20s, and one time I was with my friend, and I'm like, you see these people that are having like these bad trips, like, what is all that about? And he's like, because they can't remind themselves that they just took Molly. They can't remind themselves that they just did drugs, you know? Like, I remember, and I had a very clear moment of this when I did acid for like the first or second time, where I was like, holy shit, is this the rest of my life? And then I had the voice in the back of my head was like, dude, you just took a tab of acid. Like, of course you feel this way.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to disassociate yourself enough with the feeling in the present to be like, oh no, I'm just on a ride right now. I'm just on a roller coaster. I'm gonna get off soon.
Have you ever tried ketamine?
Yeah.
I love ketamine.
So good.
It's so therapeutic.
Yeah.
It is so therapeutic. There is nothing better than like doing some ketamine, putting some music on and lying down and just like sinking in and
just don't do that in a jacuzzi, or else you'll turn out like Matthew Perry. Don't ever.
But why aren't these sorts of drugs more readily available?
They are. Well, ketamine is now becoming a therapeutic drug.
Right.
So there are people, and it's very fringe. It's very niche, but there are people that are now starting to experiment with ketamine in a therapeutic way. I know some people take, micro doses of shrooms to kind of either spark creativity or to kind of like mental dump shit. So I think it's becoming a lot more common now in the United States that people are experimenting with psychedelics, and for the sake of therapy, not just for the sake of like, hey, let's have a good time. Yeah. Which
is both reasons are kind of valid.
They are.
I still think it's valid to just go to a music festival, take some Molly and just have a dance.
Yeah, because sometimes you just need to, like, every day sucks, dude. You got to wake up and go to work and take care of yourself, and it's hard. So like every once in a while you do need just a vacation.
And like, you can't tell me like cavemen back in the day and hunter-gatherers didn't have their own vices.
Of course.
They would have known what plants could have given them a buzz, or like how to, brew, ferment, grass and turn it into an alcoholic drink. Like, these guys would have known all these, like when you go and when you watch any documentaries about, native tribes or tribes that haven't had a lot of human intervention, they've all got something.
Yeah.
They do ayahuasca in the Amazon.
Yeah.
They apparently there was they found these. They did an archaeological like dig up of an old church in like Greece or Italy or something, and in one of the pots they found
a pipe or something,
psilocybin, mushrooms.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 or 6, like several thousand years old.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody tried it.
Well, of course they fucking did,
No, but imagine digging that up and then trying those shrooms.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fucking just fermenting for 7,000 years.
That'd be a trip.
They're probably bunk now. But
yeah.
Bunk. Like, just like trash.
I like that. I've never heard that.
But no, like Indians used to, they would smoke tobacco, and they would do like the sweat lodge thing where they would get in their teepees and they'd smoke a shitload of tobacco and get really head high. And, so there's always been, like, humans, there's a reason why we naturally are curious to try weed and shrooms and because I think like over the millennia, like human beings have always done things to kind of like the higher learning, the higher awakening. Like there's a theory that the reason that we evolved in the first place was because a monkey ate some sort of psilocybin, and he had he realized he was like, he became self-conscious, and not self-conscious in the way that we think of it, where it's like, oh, I'm feeling self-conscious, just like conscious of himself as a being that was higher than, everything around him.
Yeah.
So
poor monkey.
Yeah. That would be a bad trick, because he couldn't even explain it to anybody. He's just sitting there, and you guys won't believe this. And his monkey friends are like, are you speaking? You're speaking a language? What is this? You're not just making sounds?
Go get me a banana. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You work for me now.
Well, Joe, we better wrap this up.
All right.
It's been an absolute pleasure, my friend.
Dude, it always is, Cam. I love coming on this podcast.
Yeah.
I love seeing you out in the wild. I love you know, like I'm happy to hear that you think that I'm working hard, but the same goes to you, man. I see the same exact shit. You're a great fucking listener. You're a great you do like you're just fun to talk to, man. So I love being here. Keep doing the shit. And also, I do want to make one request. Mm-hmm. If you're going to make 101 episodes, I would like to either be the 101st episode or I want to be the 102nd when you start your new podcast.
You definitely are. Don't worry.
I fucking love you.
Yeah. I love you too, man.
I love you, man.
Been a pleasure. Do you want to give everyone your socials?
Yeah. Mojo So Dope. That's MOJOE So Dope on Instagram. And then that's the only one I got working right now. And then if you want to follow Plan B Comedy, planb.comedy on Instagram as well. That's the joint account that me and Harrison run. And then, just... and if you want to come see me at my job, come to East Point Bar. It's in the Lower East Side. It's a good time. I'll hook you up. Yeah.
There we go. Joe Gerbo. Thanks,
Cam,
brother.
dude, you're the man.
Guys, follow Joe Gerbo. He's an absolute fucking legend. Funny as fuck. And... yeah, dude. Once again, thank you, brother.
You're the man.
See you on the next one, guys.